Okay, we're going to start. This is Time, Business, and Money Management, and I'm SuzAnne Brothers, and I'm National Sales Director with Mary Kay. And today we're going to cover a lot of things. We're going to cover how to manage your emotions, how to manage your time, and how to manage your money. All three really important things. I think you're going to like the class. Because we're going to take notes on the class, there'll be a portions which I'll be able to ask questions of you. Now, if you're in the listening audience today, what you're going to need to have is a time management sheet, and that's called a weekly plan sheet. You won't need it this very moment, but please make sure you have it in front of you when we talk about it. Okay, many of you are brand new to the business, and some of you aren't so brand new. But what I'm going to share with you next is something that is applicable to every single person in the business for no matter how long they are in Mary Kay Cosmetics. And the first thing is, it's how we feel emotionally and how we go through cycles, emotional cycles. Okay, so when you first came into Mary Kay, and that for you was today, just for some of you it was today, and for some of you it's been weeks, months, or even years. Weren't you excited? How many of you excited? Excited? Okay, but what were you excited about? Okay, talk to me. What were you excited about? Excited about what? Money. Okay, just excited about money. What else?
Possibility.
Support. Good support. Women supporting one another, women supporting women in big business. What else were you excited? Positive support is really important. Yes.
Possibility.
Possibilities for your life, possibilities for your future, possibilities for people that you maybe come in contact with in their futures. Okay, what else are you excited about? Opportunity, yes, and no glass ceilings, nobody telling when you have to go to the bathroom and when you can take a vacation, when you should come in, when you can leave. Yeah, not controlling your life so much. Okay, what else? What are you else excited about?
Flexibility.
Flexibility is really important. Yes, flexibility is so important, especially for women today, especially. Okay, are you excited about the prospects also that you're going to get great training? Oh, absolutely. I'm also excited for the fact of what you're going to be teaching other women to be more beautiful on the outside, because you know that when women are more beautiful on the outside, don't they feel it on the inside? So you have all these great things that you're looking forward to. And you're excited, you come in, and what happens right after you're excited is you're going to feel a measure of, and some of you already know the answer to that, it is called fear. That's right. Yes, Karen, that's exactly right. You're going to feel a measure of fear. Because what happens to our mind is we're excited, but then on the other part of excitement is the negative part. And that is the part where, do you ever think like, okay, well, what if? Well, what if? What if my best friend says no? What if my mother won't buy the product? What if some of the people that I have on my list said Mary Kay breaks them out? Okay, have any of you done the what ifs yet? What ifs? Okay, and that causes a certain amount of fear. Okay, oh, what if? Or what's another way that will cause fear with us? Fear. How else do we cause fear in our own brain? Because you know we do bring it on ourselves. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do bring it on ourselves. Another way is that we will fantasize an experience. We'll fantasize something happening. Or we'll remember when we were a Girl Scout and we tried to sell cookies and the mean old man down the street slammed the door in our face. You'll remember an experience way back when you were selling, or someone always told you, oh, you can't ever sell anything. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put fear right here. Have any of you experienced the fear part? Just raise your hand. Okay, raise your hand and now look around the room, because everybody has to feel normal here. Look around the room. Look how many people has, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And we're going to use this as an acronym, and we're going to say that fear is really false evidence appearing real. And it comes right after excitement. So is it normal? Is it normal? Yes. Does everybody feel it? Yes, so it's normal and everybody feels it. But how long you feel it is really up to you. The next thing that comes after fear, and by the way, because it's false evidence appearing real, it also could be fantasized experience appearing real. So it could be the two of those. Now the next thing, if we let the fear stay, it turns into doubt. Okay, then what does our chatterbox within our head start to say about doubt? Oh, don't do it. Okay.
I can't believe I even thought I could.
I can't believe I thought I could do this. And mine said, oh, I just got all built up just to be let down. Well, maybe they could do it. Now, doubt also, interesting thing about doubt is that's when we start comparing ourselves with other people. We compare ourselves with somebody else. Well, I started comparing myself with, well, shoot, if I had her clothes, then I could do it. Well, if I had her confidence, I could do it. Well, forget that. Just give me your money, and I think I could really do it. You know, I would always do the comparison thing, and that's really not fair, because comparison, I believe, is the source of most unhappiness in the world anyway. But it's not only not fair to you, it's not even fair to the person you're comparing yourself to. But that also makes us feel more doubtful. Okay, what other chatterbox in your head makes you feel doubtful? Or makes you think, oh, maybe this is not the right time. maybe I should have waited to do this. How many of you ever felt like that? Should have waited. Should have waited when my life was better. Should have waited when my circumstances were better. Let me ask you a question. Do circumstances ever get better? No. Do circumstances ever change for the door to open to do this? And have you ever found people that if you waited for something to get right, you would never do it? And I think really seriously, if people waited to have a baby, nobody would have babies. If people waited for circumstances to have children, no one would have children, and you and I would not be here today. It's true, isn't it? It's true. Okay, so fear and doubt, they're kind of sisters. They kind of go hand in hand. The one thing about fear and doubt is it can grow. And the next thing that can happen is what's called denial. Now, I've got to tell you this, and you're probably going to think, SuzAnne, why in the world are you starting with this? This is a business class. Well, the reason why I'm starting with this is because you're going to go through it. It's actually normal. Denial is the scary stage. I call it the graveyard of consultants. And we put little tombstones up with little crosses, little tombstones. And this is the graveyard because this is where we lose people. Why do you think we lose people after fear and doubt and they get into denial? They give up. They cave in. They cave into the fear and the doubt. And are fear and doubt real things? No. Well, yeah. They're real because they're in our head, but they're not real if we don't accept them. And how do we get out of it? Okay, so let's just say we're in this part of the halfway cycle, and it's real what? Negative. It's real negative. And this is also something that you're going to notice. There's a positive side. Okay, there's a positive side. Because I'm going to share with you that when you're going to feel these feelings, are you going to have physical symptoms? Are you going to have physical, when you're fearful, are you going to feel something physical? What do you feel? Anxiety. Does your stomach churn? Do your hands get sweaty, palmy, yucky, gooey? Yeah. Do the back of your knees sweat? Does your heart palpitate? And you feel slightly nauseous? Yes. Am I telling you the right symptoms here? Why do you think I know this? Because I've been there, done that. Yeah. But you know that's the exact same feelings that you feel when you're in love? That's the same feelings. One is positive and one is negative. Okay. So, if we say that we need to get out of denial, I got to tell you there's some symptoms about denial. Denial is when we withdraw. We withdraw. We don't go to things. We sit in the back, come late, leave early. We kind of hesitate. We hesitate. The thing that you're going to notice about denial is that you're going to see a lot of hesitation. Hesitation. We think, okay, well, I'll put it off, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll procrastinate this. Now, what happens when we procrastinate something day after day? Does our fear and our doubt go away, or does it get it gets worse, and it gets bigger and bigger? So there's one way out of this whole entire negative side of emotional cycling after excitement. What do you think it is?
Action.
Exactly right. Okay, it's action. It's action. Okay, now how do we get into action? If we know that is the way, this is the way, how do we get into action?
Do it.
Just do it. Do what?
Do the thing you fear the most.
Do the thing you fear the most, and the fear will go away. It's very, very true. When you do the thing you fear the most, the fear goes away. And how do you feel when you do it? How do you feel when you actually do the thing that you've been fearful of?
Great.
You feel better. You feel like you've conquered fear. So does it take more to stop you the next time? Oh, okay. Let's just say you feared. I fear calling my neighbor. I avoid it. I call her. Sandy, this is SuzAnne. I'm real excited. I've just joined Mary Kay Cosmetics out of Dallas, Texas, and part of my training is to get the opinion of 25 people about our brand new product and our brand new colors. And Sandy, I thought of you immediately because you're so well put together. I would like to share the opportunity to show you the product line and the new colors. And by the way, it's a non-selling appointment. And Sandy says, oh, non-selling, I'd like to try that. Okay, so how do I feel? Great. What if she says, oh, sorry, could do this. Well, I'm out of town for 2 weeks. Do I still feel great? Yes, because I conquered the thing that I said that I was going to do and that I was fearful of doing. Okay, does it take more to stop me the next time? Actually, it does. It takes a bigger fear to stop me the next time. Because my fear quotient was maybe my neighbor, which was real close to me. But if I do that and do the thing that I fear, then it takes a bigger fear to stop me the next time. Do you have somebody in your mind that you think, oh my gosh, I could never call them, they scare me to death? Like an intimidating person? Well, I tell you, if you do that, if you call the person that intimidates you the most, you can call anybody. You can call Nancy Reagan. It's true! You call the governor's wife. You can call anybody. Seriously, it's very, very true. When you do the thing that you fear the most, you increase your ability to do more that makes you more fearful. And then you're unstoppable. How many of you want to be unstoppable? Okay, want to be unstoppable. So do the thing that you fear the most. Okay, so you said get into action. We said what kind of action? Tell me what kind of action. Okay, well, I'm going to clean the garage because after all, the garage needs to be clean if I'm going to win a new car. What kind of action are you talking about here? Okay, get into booking. Get some things going, right? Get on the phone. Okay, what else? What other kind of action? Come to meetings. Okay, that helps. That helps. Yeah. What else? Classes, doing classes, getting yourself active in your business. Now, when we say get into action, I don't mean creative avoidism, because creative avoidism is an interesting thing. We'll feel busy, we'll look busy, but are we accomplishing anything? No, we're just avoiding what we need to do, but we look busy doing it. Now, what kind of things would that be? How many of you know that you creatively avoid? Okay, house cleaning, that's another one of them. What's another one? Oh, stickers on the inventory. Isn't that a great one? Well, I'm working. I just can't imagine why this product's not selling. Okay, what else?
Organizing the business.
Organizing. I'm organizing my shelves. Well, I've got to organize all my literature or my profiles. Or, you know, I did have them ABC, but I think they should be through the months instead of ABC. Okay, what other kinds of things could we be doing? Cleaning, yes, cleaning. Now, I'll tell you my big one. Baking. Baking. Well, I got to build my strength up, so I have to bake. So when I bake, what else I would do? Eat. When I would eat, I would, okay, then I would get a little heavier. Then I get a little heavier. Then I felt bad because then my self-esteem was too big. I couldn't, I could not fit in my black skirt anymore. Okay, so then, you see what I'm saying? Just never-ending cycle. So I just told you a little bit about emotional cycling. Now, how many of you have gone through the whole thing? Fear, doubt, denial, back up to excitement. Yes, the whole thing. And you probably did it like this. Yeah. Most people, when they're brand new, they'll go like this. They'll just do it real fast. Some of you will do it in 24 hours. Some of you who have possible recruits that didn't come today are in it right now. They're in it right now. That's serious. I'm serious. And some of you who are brand new people or fairly new, you maybe almost didn't come today because you may be cycling through fear, doubt, and maybe a little bit denial. Do you think it's normal, you guys? Yes, it is. What's the good news from this? Okay, Suzanne, you just told us we're going to feel this. Maybe some of us are in it already. What's the good news? Is there good news? What's the good news?
You don't have to accept it.
Will you?
Accept the fear, the doubt, and the denial. You can just do what you want to do.
Do you have control over it? Yeah, you sure do. You have control over it. Now, the nice part about it is this. This is the best news of all. This is the best news. Okay, the best news is that growth. When you're going to grow, it's always preceded by frustration. Always preceded by it. Always, always. So what will happen is you will either grow or you'll retreat. So if you know that you're going to always have some frustrations and some doubts and some fears, then go, whoa, I must be going to be headed for some growth here. I am. Now, you could choose either growth and move ahead, or you can move back. The choice is yours. But if you know this already, then you're armed with the information so that you can do something about it. So aren't you glad? Aren't you glad? I mean, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Okay, do you know people who have stayed in the fear and doubt and denial cycle most of their life? They're still in it. Yeah. Are they talking about the same thing they talked about 10 years ago? Are they in the same place they were 10 years ago? Yes, same thing's bugging them. But you see that the nice part about you being here is when you're armed with information, you're given power. And power is a good thing to have because knowledge is power. Okay, are you glad I told you about this? Are you so glad I told you? Why? Why are you glad I told you? Yeah, you feel better. Okay, I'm normal. I feel better. That's not the only person who thought I couldn't do this. That's exactly right. You feel better. You feel normal. Now, I got to tell you that I went through this as a new consultant, and I have gone through it probably 100 times since. It's just part of normalcy. Now, I know, and you know, that the best way to feel it is to feel it, but for not very long. Get into what? Right away. Action, right away. Okay, but I want you to also understand that you must acknowledge this part. You can't ignore it, because whatever you ignore hauntingly comes back to you again and again. So I think it's important to acknowledge. Okay, so let's just say we have the fear voice in our head. Here it goes. This is it. It's going to talk to you, right? Suzanne, you can't do that. You can't talk to that person. She's so dressed nice and she looks so good and she has a big mucky muck job. Okay, fear voice. Okay, acknowledge it. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. That no longer works for me, and I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, or you have a physical person, maybe a mother, a father, a well-meaning friend. Oh, you shouldn't be doing this. Just go back to work and just, forget it. People that do that never get anywhere. Okay, you can't tell them, well, thanks for sharing that. But that kind of friendship no longer works for me. I think it's important to acknowledge it. Thank you, appreciate your opinion, but you know what? No matter what, I'm going to do this. No matter what. When you make that statement, you're taking and owning back your power. And one thing we do not want to do, we as women collectively, we don't want to give away our power anymore. Because you know what? We've been doing that too long, haven't we? We've been giving away our power to too many people by being too nice. By being too nice to people who could hurt our dreams in our life. And I know some of you can really relate to that. Okay, so what are you going to say when somebody says, you're doing what? What? Oh, I knew somebody who did that. Oh, gosh, I knew somebody who did that. You're doing what? Acknowledge, thank you for your opinion, but no matter what, I'm going to be successful at this. I'm going to be awesome, and I'm very excited about what I'm doing. Own back your power. Don't give it away. Okay? Promise me you'll do that? Okay, good. It'll be really, really good for you. Besides that, when you tell somebody, I'm really excited about this, I'm going to be really successful, what happens to them? Yeah, well, they either back off or they get excited, or they'll say, you know what, I think you will be. Do people ever test you on your decisions? Let me just poke her a little bit and see how she twitches. Do you think people really do that to you? To see if you twitch? You bet. Okay, what kind of people would poke you to see if you twitch?
Mother.
Mother, okay. How about husband? Would a husband ever poke you to see if you were really serious? Let's just see if she's serious. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay. Oh, there's little bells ringing there. Okay. Now tell me why you're glad I shared this with you. Why are you glad that I shared this first part of this with you? Okay, I know you're thinking, why am I glad? Well, why are you glad?
Because you're going to be able to think back and go through it and know what's going on.
Yes.
Prepared. Right.
Be prepared for it. Yes, be prepared. Okay, a little bit of knowledge. What else? You said too. Well, it really does help. I think it really helps a lot. Yeah, information is always powerful. Okay, let's go on to the next thing. Okay, the next part is time management. How many of you work a full-time job in here? Work a full-time job. That's 75% of you work another full-time job. That's very normal. How many of you have children and work a full-time job? Okay, that's another part, half of you. How many hours a week do you have every week? How many hours? Anybody figured out how many hours a week that you live every week? 168 hours. 168 hours. And how many of you get more time than anybody else? Anybody get more time than anybody else? Y'all get 168 hours? So it's pretty fair then, isn't it? Yeah, pretty fair. Okay. Now, the other thing about time management is that I really believe that when you learn to control your emotions and when you learn to control your time, you will control your future and your income. So the thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn off our feminine sensitivity and we're going to turn on our business mentality. We're going to turn off the feminine sensitivity and turn on our business mentality. And we know that by having effective time management that you could accomplish your goals in life. We know that. But we also know that we can while away a lot of hours if we don't. Okay, time management. One of the tools that you're going to be using on a daily basis will be a 6 most importance list. It's very good to use, 6 most importance list. And it is a list that you're going to write yourself every night before you go to bed. Now, why would you always write it at night instead of in the morning?
So you can sleep.
So you can sleep, exactly. You can get off your mind what you need to do. And I'm going to suggest that these things be for you Mary Kay related. The reason why is they're going to be business related is that are you normally going to do the other things in your house anyway without a list? Do you think you'll probably do the laundry sometime? Do you think you'd probably take out the trash? I mean, that kind of stuff. You're going to do it. You don't need to put it on a list. But the things with Mary Kay is you're going to make a list of 6 because 6 is doable. It's also a really, not only doable, but doesn't it feel good to mark it out? You love marking something out. Now, it's also really good to put it in order of its what? Importance. Importance. And what's going to be important in your business is going to be things that make you money. What things make you money in the business? Tell me. Booking appointments, holding appointments, selling the product, and recruiting. That's exactly right. And the things that don't make you money in the business but are important to do are what? Organizing, ordering, packing up product, writing thank you notes. Inadvertently, they make you money, but not right away. Okay? Those kinds of things. So when you decide that you're going to do the things that make you money and also build your business, you're going to also decide how you make your time out. Okay, so let's just say we've got the 6 most important list going for us. We're going to do it at night because that way we can sleep. But also, what happens to your mind during the night on that 6 most important list? What happens to your mind? It'll work on the list. Exactly. It'll work on the list in a positive sense, and especially if you go to bed positive. You know what I mean? Go to bed positive. Go to bed happy, positive. Do something to make yourself positive before you go to bed. Then what happens is that you've worked on that subconsciously. You've worked on that list all through the night. What if day after day I have the same thing on my list? Number 5 always gets put to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. 3 days later, it's still on my list, still not done. What's going on then?
Avoidance.
Okay, either that's not that important to me or avoidance, which is probably important to me, but what's going on with my emotional cycling?
Denial.
I'm in denial about that one thing. Is that possible? Yes. So what do I need to do then?
Make it number 1.
Do it. Make it number 1 no matter what. You mean before I even have breakfast? Yeah. Because if I stay in that, if I stay avoidingly, creatingly one thing, it will become so big to me and so fearful to me that I won't do it at all. And then what happens? It controls me. Exactly. It controls me. So 6 most important list every night before you go to bed. Check it off the next day as you do it. Do this every single day. It'll help you control your time so much more. And don't you feel a sense of accomplishment? Don't you, don't you? Okay, next thing. This is the weekly plan sheet. Great weekly plan sheet. It will help you control so much of your life. And I want everybody to have a copy of this. So we'll pass this out. Now, those of you who are listening to this tape, the weekly plan sheet is something that you're going to be doing every single week. And if you'll pull it out of your packet right now that your director has sent to you, you'll be able to see it. But what a weekly plan sheet is it's to plan out your life and decide where you want to spend that 168 hours. So for those of you who work a full-time job, that's already dictated, isn't it? That 40 hours or 50 hours that you go to that other job. Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing your weekly plan sheet, of course, each and every single week. But I'm going to suggest that you not do it too late on the weekend. This is a typical situation that a lot of people do, is they'll do their weekly plan sheet on Sunday night. I would suggest that you do your weekly plan sheet on Friday evening or Friday afternoon. Now, why would you have done that last night? Why would you do your weekly plan sheet for the next week on a Friday? So enjoy your weekend, right? And you can also see what's going on for the next week. So if you need to get some things on your books, you'll be able to have time to do them. The problem with some people is that they don't look at their week forward till it's too late. And if it's Sunday, a lot of consultants are going, yep, that's right. If it's Sunday and you know that you have goaled yourself to book 4 classes and you only have 3 on your books, or worse yet, 2, what are the chances that you'll get on the phone Sunday night and book 2 more classes for that very next week? Probably not. Probably not, because you may say to yourself, oh, it's too late. Oh, I didn't do it. I'll do it next week. Right. Okay, then what happens when you procrastinate is that then you're in denial about it, which makes you more fearful, which causes you to be in another emotional cycle. Oh, if you think you're getting the hang of this already. So how much is the plan sheet tied to your emotional management? A lot. That's exactly right. They are totally tied to one another, because when you control your time, you will also control the outcome, which controls your emotions on how you feel. Okay, so I'm going to do this no matter what, because I want to be a happy, successful person with balance. Balance. Okay, so do you think women work on 2 speeds? And what would those 2 speeds be? Faster and faster? Or fast and dead stop? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is going to help me a lot to do this. The first thing I'm going to do here is the things that I cannot control that are set appointments. Okay, what do you all have that's set that you can't control? Okay, kids and work. Okay, that's exactly right. So if I were working a full-time job, I'd put work right here in the middle, probably if I was doing an 8 to 5, and I would X out that time that I was at that job, and these are daytime hours. Now, when my children were all at home, they had certain things that I needed to be to with them. Not everything, but certain things. But I also wanted to decide when I was going to work my career, when I was going to do my business with Mary Kay. I'm going to put that in green, because green means money. Okay, right. I want to be able to have at least 4 or 5 openings on here where I can book my appointments. Okay? So let's just say that this is This is SuzAnne's schedule. She has 3 children, and she's going to book how many appointments in the week? Yeah, probably 5, 6. Let's take a look at when she could do it. Okay, you give me an idea. You look at this weekly plan sheet and tell me, when can I hold any appointments on here? Start telling me. Okay, well, I could do, I hold my meetings on Tuesday, so could I bring guests there? Okay, so that's a possible opening. When else? I could do Saturday, right. If I'm all dressed up, ready to go, could I do maybe have 3 openings on Saturday? Yeah, I could. Okay, so there's 3. Maybe what I'd like to do is maybe a Thursday and maybe a Monday night, especially while Monday Night Football's going on. Okay? Right, there you go. Okay, so that means that I am working possibly Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. Now, if I want to hold, I want to book at least 4 classes, and I want to hold 2. How many appointments do I need to have open? Do I have enough openings here that I can actually book 4, hold 2? Probably so. Probably so. In this case scenario, I'm not going to work Sunday, so I'm going to block it out. What am I going to be doing on Sunday?
Family.
Probably so. Family, church, spiritual obligations, that kind of thing. So here I go. I'm going to block it out. But what if I have a customer who calls me, and she wants to hold a class on Sunday? Got my friends together, we're all together on Sunday, we're having a little bit of cheese, we're goofing off. Come over, we'd love to have you come over and do facials. We'd like to try the product. What am I going to say?
Of course.
Sure? Well, you could, or better yet, Rosa, what I might say?
I would say no.
No, right. I'd say, I'm sorry, I'm totally booked. I can't. Okay, now why would I do that?
Commitment to yourself.
Commitment to myself and commitment to my family. Okay, because if I always book on top of them, if I always book what I said I'm not going to book, then what will happen after a while?
They'll resent it.
They'll resent it. Now, they'll resent Mary Kay, but they won't necessarily resent me. So that's something that you need to be careful of. But also, I said I was going to work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I might say to her, you know what, I've got an opening on Thursday. Can you take Thursday? But if people think that you're open all the time to book, what happens? They control you, and do they respect your time? No, not at all. So that's one of the really nice things about this is you can tell people, well, let me tell you when I have an opening. My next opening is on Thursday. Or my next opening is on Saturday morning. Could you take that? If she can't take that, I'm going to take her to the next week. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so when you don't work, you don't work. You don't work. Okay, so I'm not going to work on Wednesday. Maybe I'm doing something with my family. I'm not going to work on Friday. Those of you who are married, I would suggest you have a hot date with your husband that night. Yeah, a hot date, and do something fun together. No TV, no kids, no Mary Kay. Okay? Do something together. Really suggest that. It's really going to be good for your relationship. Okay, so then here's my challenge here. My challenge is that I want to book out these appointments right here. So when I'm working, I'm really working. When I'm not, I'm not. Okay, for those of you who are in the audience, one of the things you'll notice in this business, it is really, really fun, and you can do it all the time. But the problem is you don't want to do it all the time. You want to be able to have a balance. This is going to help you to be able to work when you're supposed to work and not when you're not, so that you're not thinking Mary Kay all the time. Now, seriously, does that ever happen to anybody here in this room? Have you ever thought about Mary Kay 24 hours a day? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this will help you to be able to compartmentalize your life a little bit more. Alrighty. So if we're booking 4 and holding 2, I'm really going to hold 2. Why do I need to book 4 though? Why would I need to book 4 to hold 2? 2 will cancel, or 2 might cancel, and that means that 2 will stay on my books. Is there any other business that has cancellations besides Mary Kay Cosmetics? Doctors, dentists, who else? Airlines. Anybody else? Hairdressers, yes. Restaurants. Does every business that you know probably overbook? Is there any that you can think of that don't overbook? Is there anything you can think of that probably don't overbook at all? One time in my class I had some person think of one business that doesn't overbook. The morgue. Do you believe somebody thought of that? Somebody thought of one. Somehow they show up. Okay. Now the question I have for you is, so let's just do a pretend situation. Let's just say this, that I have Karen. Maybe she's a client of mine, And she's, I've scheduled an appointment with her. She's booked at my home to come to my home with 2 or 3 of her friends. I booked her for a class. She's coming. Okay, and maybe Maria is coming and I have her as the model. It's not really a class, but she's a guest and she's going to bring her sis. Okay, and then let's just say, gosh, Angie. Angie's coming over on Saturday, or maybe I'm going to her house and she has 3 people. And right after Angie, then Miss Sheila is coming over. Okay? All right, how many classes do I have booked?
3.
I have 3, because Maria plus her sister is not a class. They're a guest. Have I hit my goal for the week? No. What do I need? I need 1 more. But if I only did my weekly plan sheet on Saturday or Sunday, and I saw that I was short 1 class, how likely am I to get on the telephone late Sunday and book a class on Thursday? Yeah. You see, it's really important to look forward, to make sure you have at least 4 classes up on your books if you're going to win a car in less than 6 months and be able to quit a job and have $60,000 worth of income in the next year, which is, by the way, my goal for you. My goal for you, I have 2. My goal for you is that you have fun in this business and you make a lot of money. Is that a good goal? Okay, I think that's a great goal too. But the first thing we need to look at is we've got to control our time. And when you're controlling your time, you will definitely be able to do that. Okay, so what do I need to do here? You tell me. I need to book another class. How am I going to do that? Make some phone calls, right? And once I have clients, it's going to be a lot easier because I have clients to call. All righty, the very first part, I'm going to book this right here. All right. So maybe I'm going to put Janet in here. Oh, let's finish this out. I'm coaching on Sunday night. I'm coaching my classes. I'm pre-profiling them. Ring, ring, ring. Karen calls, and she's got sick kids. And she moves to the next week. So that, what happens in that night? It postpones. What do I do with that Monday night, that 2.5 hours time frame? What do I do? Either get up on the phone, set up other classes. So this is what I call postponement time. Postponement time is when you unpack inventory, you do other things. Because we all know that you do other things in this business besides whole classes and facials. You need phone time. So would it be a good idea if I did my reorders that night? Could I possibly make as much money on a reorder phone night with 2 hours as I did on Karen's entire class? That's exactly right. What will I not be doing if I'm a good time manager? Just watching TV, goofing off with my kids, or whatever. Okay, do you have it? You understand it? Okay, so how many hours am I going to put in? I've got 2-hour time slot here, 2-hour time slot here for my meeting, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Okay, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm doing 10 hours a week, right? 10 hours a week with Mary Kay. This is going to be a part-time schedule, and my goal is to hold 2 classes per week and to get 2 guests at every single meeting. Now, I want to tell you, do some arithmetic on this. Get your pen ready. If I'm doing 2 classes per week, and I have approximately 6 new customers every week, tell me how many customers I'm going to have at the end of the month. 24, right, 24. And after 6 months, how many customers do I have? 24 times 6. Tell me how many customers I have by doing a really solid, consistent 144, right? That's exactly right. And you're going to retain 87% of them. That's 114. So if I have 114 customers after 6 months in the business and they order approximately $150 in product, I want to tell you something. That is over $7,000 worth of income in less than 6 months. That's over $7,000 on reorders. What did I just say? On reorders. It's not my classes, my facials, or my recruiting. It's on reorders. So are you building a business by being consistent, even if it's 2 classes per week? Yes, but the key here is to what? Be consistent and do a weekly plan sheet. How important is it? Okay, so what if I'm in the business for 3 months, Karen? Oh, I'm in the business for 3 months. I've got my weekly plan sheet. I don't need to fill it out anymore. I got it down. Don't even bother me with that. I know what I'm doing.
Be prepared for your business to go down.
Because?
You're not being consistent. You're not doing the weekly plan sheet.
Well, yeah. Would a doctor do that? Would a doctor's receptionist say, "Hey, I don't need to figure this appointment book out anymore. I got it down. People just come in."
You're right.
Yeah. Well, the doctor his business would go really quick within weeks, right? This is really true. So this is your appointment sheet. You need to have this. How far in advance? 1 week ahead, and you're always going to look 1 week ahead, 1 week ahead. Okay, that also means you don't look 10 weeks ahead. You don't look 4 weeks ahead. You look 1 week ahead. Okay, and in worst case, you look 2 weeks ahead. Right? How come I'm not going to have you work 4 weeks ahead, 5 weeks ahead? Things change, right? And isn't our business more immediate than that? See, we're not doing brain surgery. We do not have to schedule out an operating room. No, people are more spontaneous than that. That's the other reason I want to tell you, something I want to tell you too is don't schedule out too far in advance because things are more likely to postpone if you do. Just look at this week and next week. Okay, questions about how to manage your time? Got it down? Okay, what a couple things that you learned from this little piece right here. What did you learn from this little piece? Time management. Okay, what?
When the class cancels, still do Mary Kay work.
Right. And that's the only time you're going to do it. So that doesn't mean that you're going to do it on family time, right? That means you're going to do it on postponement time. It's a natural time to finish out the rest of your business. Great. Okay, good. I'm glad you learned that. Okay, what else?
You only have to work 10 hours a week.
Do 10 hours a week, right. And that's a really good schedule for most part-time consultants who are working another full-time job. What about you who are working Mary Kay full-time? Could you double this? Oh, easy, easy. Okay, your comment.
Don't think about it 24 hours a day.
Right, don't think about it. Compartmentalize your life and that'll really help. Good, all righty. Let's go into the next thing, and I'm going to take a little break so you can ask me any questions. Okay, the question is, would you include your family while you're organizing for your weekly plan? What would you all say? Yes, yes. But I'm going to have we're going to do that on Sunday night. Your weekly plan sheet should be done on Friday, but your family, what we call our family home evening or family organizational time, that's done on Sunday night. Why would they want to be on here? You got to have time for them. Exactly, and they're important in your life. The one thing that I had three children all in competitive soccer, and for those of you in the room who know what that is about, that is just, anyway, all three of them. And so with all three of them, can you imagine what the schedule must have looked like? But they knew that certain nights I did my Mary Kay business, and they were on the weekly plan sheet. On what do you think they were on there? I could do anything in the world on Wednesday or Sunday or Friday possibly or Saturday afternoon or Saturday night. You bet, I'm theirs. I am totally theirs. I am for you. But if it was a Thursday or if it were a Tuesday, what would be the answer? Sorry, I got another commitment. I've got some commitments with Mary Kay. Will they respect your commitments if you stick to them? Yes. When will they not respect them? When you don't, when you're wishy-washy with them. Now, that's a really good tip for some of you who are married. You stay really solid with this and your husband will respect your business. You do not stay solid with it and he won't. Okay? That's a really good tip. Are there sometimes, for those of you who have children, you'll have to do a carpool situation? Yes. And will you be able to go to everything that your children do? No, but you'll be to the important things. You'll be to the important things, I promise you that. It's true. Yes?
So if you had set aside, say, Tuesday night for phone calls.
Yes.
And then, or like let's say you had a class Tuesday and Thursday, and you have to make phone calls probably 2 to 3 nights a week to confirm and book and coach, etc. There are always people you don't get a hold of.
Right.
So I try and reach them on Tuesday evening, I try and reach them on Thursday evening, and I have a class with them on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when, with
Good
my
question.
boyfriend, where I'm like, I have to make 3 phone calls tonight on
Yeah.
Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad, and he's...
I understand that. Can I make a suggestion to you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. When I'm doing my coaching calls, and I'm coaching my hostess and I'm profiling my customers for my next week's business, I do them on Sunday night. I have 1 hour on Sunday night from 6:30 to 7:30. It's my magic hour. Everybody's home. Everybody's home, and they're in a good mood. They're in a great mood. If they're all home and they're in a great mood, why wouldn't I coach on that night and profile all my customers for the entire week's worth of business? And that's also when I invite for my Tuesday night meeting for my guests. So I have 1 hour that is so golden that I get everything done that I've just decided, you know what, that's 1 hour of my life that I'm giving on a Sunday night that nobody cares about. Because see, my kids, especially when they're all home, they used to watch America's Funniest Home Videos. I didn't really care for that show so much. So I could actually leave it and be fine during that time. I'm going to suggest that to you. 1 hour on Sunday night. We'll carry the whole week.
Does it, so you can coach for a class and confirm for a class on Saturday morning and Sunday night?
Yes. Yes. And make sure I send her a little postcard, just reminding her I'll be there. Thank you for your business. Look forward to meeting your friends. By the way, all of your postcards and all your reminder notes can be done all in advance. All you have to do is put their name on it and the time. Do them all up in advance. And if you have, like do 50 of them in advance. It's a really good, you just do everything in advance. Yeah, especially when you're feeling really good about your handwriting.